I'm 67 years old, and last year I walked away from a six-figure corporate salary to flip burgers in a food truck. Everyone thought I'd lost my mind. My wife, my kids, the guys at the country club. They looked at me like I'd had a stroke. But here's what nobody tells you. I spent 42 years climbing a ladder that was leaning against the wrong building. And I only realized it when I got to the top and looked around and felt absolutely nothing. So if you're sitting in a cubicle right now, wearing a tie that feels like a noose, planning your life around the next promotion, the next bonus, the next rung, stop. Because I need to tell you something that might save you 20 years of your life. I graduated in 1981. Business degree, sharp suit, the whole world ahead of me. And I did everything right. Got hired at a Fortune 500 company. Worked my way up. Associate, manager, senior manager, director, vice president. Every promotion came with a bigger office, a nicer car, a heavier title. I was collecting achievements like they were Pokemon cards. My calendar was color-coded. My inbox never hit zero. I had an assistant who had an assistant. I flew first class to meetings where we talked about having meetings. I wore watches that cost more than my father made in a year. And people respected me. That was the drug. Walking into a room and watching people straighten up. Having my opinion matter. Being the guy who made decisions that moved millions of dollars. My wife would introduce me at parties. This is my husband. He's a VP at... And I'd watch people's faces change. Suddenly, I was interesting. Suddenly, I was successful. I told myself I was doing it for my family, for security, for their future. But really, I was doing it for that hit of validation. That feeling of being important, of mattering. I was addicted to a life that was slowly killing me. 3 years ago, my best friend died, Tom. We started at the company the same week in '81. We climbed together, competed together, had offices on the same floor. We'd grab coffee every morning, complain about the same executives, dream about the same corner offices. He made senior VP before I did. I was jealous for about 6 months until I got mine too. Then we were even again. Back to the race. He died on a Tuesday. Massive stroke at his desk. 64 years old. Gone before the ambulance arrived. I gave a speech at his funeral, talked about his dedication, his work ethic, his 39 years of service. How he never missed a deadline. How he was always first in, last out. And then his daughter stood up. She was crying. Not the sad kind of crying, the angry kind. And she said something I'll never forget. My dad gave everything to that company. Everything. And for what? So they could replace him by Thursday? So his own kids barely knew him? So he could die in the office he was so proud of? She looked right at me when she said it, because she knew. She knew I was exactly like him. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Tom's desk, how they'd already cleared it out, 39 years, and it took them 2 hours to erase him. I thought about his bucket list that his wife found in his desk drawer, places he wanted to visit, things he wanted to learn, a woodworking shop he was going to build after retirement. He had 3 months until retirement, 90 days, and he never made it. I started doing my own math. 42 years in corporate, 50 weeks a year, 60 hours a week. That's 129,000 hours I'd given to companies that would replace me before my desk chair got cold. 129,000 hours where I wasn't fully alive. I was performing, I was producing, I was climbing, but I wasn't living. See, here's the lie they sell you. Work hard now, enjoy life later. Sacrifice your 20s building your career. Sacrifice your 30s climbing the ladder. Sacrifice your 40s securing your position. Sacrifice your 50s preparing for retirement. And then, if you're lucky, if your body doesn't quit on you first, if you actually make it to that finish line, then you get to live. It's the biggest scam in modern society, because there is no later, there's only now. And every morning you spend in a job that drains your soul is a morning you'll never get back. Tom thought he had time. He was 3 months away. 3 months from freedom. 3 months from his woodworking shop. 3 months from finally living. He died at his desk reviewing quarterly reports. I see you, the person watching this right now. Maybe you're 25 and you think you have time. Maybe you're 40 and you're too far in to quit now. Maybe you're 55 and you're telling yourself just 10 more years. You're doing exactly what I did, what Tom did. You're trading your life for the appearance of success. That car you're driving to impress your neighbors, they don't care. That big house in the right neighborhood, you're never there. That job title you worked so hard for, they'll forget it before your retirement party ends. You know what they're going to remember? Whether you were present, whether you were happy, whether you actually lived. And right now, you're not living. You're postponing life until some mythical moment when you'll have made it. I hate to break it to you, you'll never feel like you've made it. The goalpost keeps moving. There's always one more promotion, one more zero on the paycheck, one more achievement to unlock. The game is designed to never end. Let me tell you what I actually regret. I regret the morning my son asked me to teach him to ride a bike, and I said this weekend. But the weekend came and I had emails to catch up on. He learned from the neighbor kid. I missed it. Just like Tom missed his daughter's childhood, I regret never taking my wife to France. We talked about it for 30 years. When things slow down, we'd say. When I get that promotion, when we have more money saved. Things never slowed down. I got the promotions. We had the money. We never went. Tom had a list too. He never went either. I regret that my hobbies became efficient. I couldn't just read a book. I had to read business books. I couldn't just take a walk. It had to be power walking with a podcast about productivity. I couldn't just sit on my porch and do nothing. That felt like failure. I regret every single time I said I'll be there next time, and next time never came. But here's the one that really haunts me. I regret not knowing what I actually enjoyed. I spent so many years being who I was supposed to be that I forgot who I actually was. When I cleaned out Tom's desk with his wife, we found his drawer, the personal one. You know what was in there? Brochures for fly fishing trips he never took. A guitar pick from a store he visited once, planning to learn someday. A birthday card from his granddaughter saying, "I miss you, Grandpa. When can we hang out?" It was dated 8 months before he died. He never responded. Too busy. I looked at that card and I realized I had the same drawer, the same broken promises, the same someday that was never coming. I didn't know my favorite food because I always ate whatever was catered at meetings. I didn't know what music I liked because I only listened to whatever helped me focus. I didn't know what I found beautiful because I never stopped to look. I was a stranger to myself, a very successful, very exhausted stranger. So I quit. I was standing in my office 2 weeks after Tom's funeral, looking at my own desk, my own awards, my own successful life. And I realized, this is going to be me. I'm going to die here. Reviewing reports that don't matter, missing life that does. I walked into my boss's office and resigned. No backup plan, no next job lined up, just done. My wife thought I was having a breakdown. My friend said I was disrespecting Tom's memory by throwing away what he worked so hard for. My financial advisor literally begged me to reconsider, but I'd done the real math. The math that matters. I'm 67. If I'm lucky, I've got 15, maybe 20 good years left. Years where I can still move, think, experience things. That's 7,300 days. Tom thought he had 3 more months. He had 3 more days. And I'd spent 42 years preparing for a life I wasn't living. So I asked myself, what would I do if nothing was stopping me? If I didn't care what anyone thought? And the answer was stupid. Embarrassingly simple. I wanted to cook. Just make food that makes people happy. Not in a fancy restaurant. Nothing with my name on it. Just a food truck. Burgers. Simple, direct, honest. So that's what I did. I'm up at 5 in the morning now, but it's different. I'm not dreading the day. I'm excited. I'm prepping vegetables and marinating meat and testing new recipes. I'm meeting people. Real conversations, not networking. Just talking to humans who are hungry and happy when you give them something good. I make a fraction of what I used to make. My old colleagues probably say, "Did you hear about Steve? Such a waste." Tom would be disappointed. And I don't care. Because I sleep through the night now. Because I'm not waiting for retirement to start living. Because when my grandkids visit, I'm present. I'm not checking my phone every 30 seconds. I'm just there. Last Tuesday, a customer told me my burger made their bad day better. That's it. That was the whole interaction. And I felt more satisfaction from that than I did from any corporate achievement in 42 years. Tom never got this. He never got to find out what made him happy outside of that office. He died still waiting for permission to live. I'm not waiting anymore. So here's what I need you to hear. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow. You don't have to buy a food truck. That's not the point. The point is this. Stop living the life you think you're supposed to live and start living the life you actually want. Stop impressing people who don't matter. Stop chasing goals that someone else set for you. Stop waiting for retirement, or the weekend, or when things slow down. Tom was waiting for retirement. He was 3 months away. He never made it. You think you have time. You think you need more money. You think you need more security. You think you need a better plan. You're wrong. You need more courage. The courage to disappoint some people. The courage to look foolish. The courage to choose presence over prestige. Because I promise you this, no one on their deathbed wishes they'd worked more. No one wishes they'd gone to more meetings. No one wishes they'd been more dedicated to a company that forgot them by Friday. They wish they'd been braver. They wish they'd taken the risk. They wish they'd lived. I'm 67 years old. I flip burgers for a living, and I've never been more free. Tom didn't get this choice, but you do. So let me ask you, if you died tomorrow, would you be satisfied with how you spent today? If the answer is no, then what are you waiting for? The ladder you're climbing might be leaning against the wrong building, and every day you spend climbing higher is another day further from the ground where life actually happens. Come down. Start over. It's not too late. I did it at 67, after watching my best friend die, still waiting for his turn. Don't wait for your turn. Take it. What's your excuse? If this story hit you somewhere deep, do me a favor. Leave a comment telling me what ladder you're climbing right now. Is it leaning against the right building? Be honest. And if you know someone who's living like Tom did, waiting for someday, postponing their real life, share this video with them. Don't wait. They might not have as much time as they think. Hit subscribe if you want more honest conversations about what actually matters in life. No fluff. Just truth from someone who learned it the hard way. Now go live. Before it's too late.